The creativity and the variety in that first month was astounding. We had Benny Brown doing some crazy one-handed drum roll, and we had all sorts of different grooves coming in. But there was a couple that came in that we were really properly buzzing off. And sure enough, we saw it and we thought, yeah, this has probably got a good chance of winning because this is pretty good. And sure enough, yeah, the first winner, the first Drum Off TV winner was Ed Francis from Texas in America, bizarrely enough.
When I first heard about Drum Off TV, I was scrolling through Facebook of all places, and I saw an ad just asking for people to submit 30-second videos for their drum off competition. And when I saw that, it intrigued me. The idea of playing with only 3 instruments, I mean, just using a hi-hat, the snare drum, and the bass drum, that made it more interesting for me because I really had to dig deep into myself and really come up with things more creatively than I ever had before.
This guy has some real personality and it shines through on his drum kit, the way he plays it. The guy's not only playing a rinsing beat, he's dismantling his kit as he's playing. Yeah.
When we started looking at what it would take to make it out to London, we had to take into account that we have 5 children at home. I teach over 45 students every single week, and I'm also very involved in my community.
We didn't think we were going to have a problem. We thought we were going to be able to make it over to the UK. As it progressed throughout the year, you know, Ed's a teacher over in Texas, he's got loads of students, he's got his family to think about. So it became more and more unlikely that he was going to be able to make it, so we need to start thinking around other ways that we could keep him involved in the project without him being at the recording day. Throughout our first month, while people are voting on the videos that we had up on the site, we were getting more entries coming in, and they came from all over the globe. And sure enough, to follow suit, our next month's winner was from Italy. Andy's entry was brilliant. The good thing as well was it's so different to Ed's. I mean, Ed's was very unique, and Andy's again was taking it in a totally different direction. He'd done some sort of crazy time signature or sort of fusion thing on the setup. Similar to Ed, though, as it progressed, he's a working drummer. Andy, he's doing gigs, he's working on studio sessions. I mean, he's won in November. The recording day's not till the following October. As he got closer to the time, he was saying, I'm on a video shoot, I'm on a recording session, something along those lines, at the same time as your recording day. So the whole time we thought that Andy was going to make it, and then unfortunately, yeah, he couldn't make it over. We've got these guys that are submitting fantastic videos. We've got drummers from all over the place taking part, which is brilliant. The competition is working wonders. We might have more issues than we thought about with getting people over for our grand recording day, the prize for all these guys that we're trying to treat them with at the end of all the effort they've made. So when December came around and we were looking at all the different entries, and as the votes started to come in, we were all dead chuffed when we saw that Denis had won in December, and he's from Scotland.
The name's Denis Lynch and comes from Glasgow originally. It was some ex-students got me into Drum Off TV. They went and kind of put me forward for it, but then I agreed to go with it because I wasn't expecting to get anything from it. I thought it would just blow over, it would go away. And then I get told I'd won, and I was like, oh no, what's next? I got into drumming first when I watched Top of the Pops. It was Adam and the Ants with 2 drummers on stage. And I thought that was cool, you know, and I'd run up to my bedroom, put books on my bed, to make up a little drum kit, and I would sit and that would be the way I would play. Then after that, I think I heard When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. And that drum intro, I was like, wow, listen to that. That was when I was like, I want to definitely be a drummer. I enjoy playing drums with people, and I love when you do a gig and you see people up and enjoying themselves and having fun, and you're providing that fun for them. I think the gift of music, or any of the arts, it's not just for yourself, it's for others to also benefit from, you know. At the moment I'm actually not playing with anyone because I badly injured myself earlier in the year, and I had to give away a lot of my gigs that I was doing, you know, around town. Basically knocked my pelvis out of alignment, playing football and trying to be more skillful than what I actually am. I just stick to the Scottish way of playing football and just putting my toe right through the football. But I twisted myself, and even just sitting on a chair was really sore, you know, because the nerves would be all trapped and the pains all down the back of the leg, so that meant I couldn't drum. You know, you can't even sit down in a drum chair. You can't play the bass drum because you can't even feel your foot. You can't play, you can't do anything. And that was the most horrible thing, see, having drums taken away from you, but it's not your choice. It kind of hit home. Drumming's more important to me than what you realise, you know. You think maybe you can just take a little time away from it, but I didn't want to have a break through that way, you know, it wasn't very cool. I only started playing again 2 weeks ago. The studio is amazing, you know, it's, the musicians are amazing. It's just been a great thing, you know, I'm glad I've done it, I'm glad I've made it, yeah.
Denis was an absolute beast, just absolutely in the pocket and just a powerhouse, and really enjoyable solo. I absolutely love that tune from start to finish, really makes me smile.
That seemed on the tape to me.
Thanks, Elliot.
Really? Okay, I'll take your word for it.
That's it, people have said that.
It's always like you're never happy, but then if he says it's all right, it actually is.
It was always going to be quite complicated getting everything organised for the recording day. It needed to be spectacular. It was the prize that all these drummers had been working towards. And it's what we'd been working towards with the competition for the whole year. So it all needed to go smoothly. We need to make sure that when the drum was there, that they got an equal amount of time to record and that they felt happy at the end of that time with what they had done. So we decided to get Matt involved. Matt's the bass player on the record. He's also the guy that composed all the initial guide tracks for the drummers to work to.
Sam asked me very nicely to get involved and be the band lead for the project, and other people who I know who are good friends of mine were involved. Phil, who I've known since we were 4 years old, and Zav, the producer for the project, I've known through Sam for roughly as long as Sam, and it sounded like a good crack.
We went down to Metropolis in advance. He worked with Xavier. He had a million and one great ideas, and he picked out a whole range of different bass lines that he thought would work across the spectrum so that any of the drummers could prepare something in advance, so that when they turned up on the day, they were given a slot, they would record with Matt and the other musicians, and they'd put down a track.
So it's A, B with a drum and bass reference, and then A, B, C?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, January was the first sort of blip in the actual competition itself. We're getting some feedback from some of the guys who were saying they were going to get involved, saying they're having issues getting to their kit, being able to record their entry videos because of commitments around the holiday period and that kind of stuff. So as we're getting closer to launching the January competition, we realised we weren't going to have enough entries, which was a little bit concerning. what happens if this continues into February? What happens if we've had all the guys in the world that want to take part and they've already had a go, and now we're sort of tailing off?